All right, everybody, welcome back to James Bond Bitcoin Live episode 0023. And today we have some regulars back, and I guess they're all regulars, but
it says it's still off air, bro. Are you double checking?
I'm live.
Are we live? Okay, sorry.
I'm live. Maybe there's a delay,
okay,
but I'm pretty sure I'm live. It says live here.
All right, cool.
So today we have a special guest who rudely interrupted me, Peter. Welcome back, Peter. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the guest again.
Hey, I'm Peter, and I'm BiteSizeBitcoin. So check me out. We're giving away stuff. So want to help grow the crypto community. That's it, guys. We're having fun. We're gonna get strapped in and go to the fucking moon, guys.
Awesome. You got our spacesuits ready, right? And you got the ship ready.
100%, guys.
All right. Let's go to Ozzy real quick. He's joining us again. Introduce yourself, Ozzy. Say hello.
Fuck the moon. That's Earth's bitch. I'm going straight to Mars. What's up, guys? I'm Ozzy, as you know. Rough, rugged, and raw. How's everybody doing? And excuse me, I gotta go for 1 second.
All right, no problem. And then, of course, Brian. Please introduce yourself.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Brian McLaughlin. Speaking of the moon, when I participated in Model United Nations and I represented the United States, my resolution basically boiled down to this. Whereas the law of the land has been first come, first serve, and he who plants his flag owns territory, therefore the United States owns the moon. And I had to lobby and get that passed, and I successfully passed that United Nations resolution. So anyway, that's my moon story.
So what you're saying is that when we get to the moon, you already know how to make sure that we own it?
Well, you know, we got to go back, because if you don't use it, unfortunately, it somewhat becomes unclaimed again, and anybody else can go over there and just pick up that flag and just remove it and replace it with theirs. So we got to get back to that
flag on the moon.
Yes, we got to get back to that. We got to get back to the moon just to put our flag back on there.
Yo, we're coming armed, guys. We're coming armed. There's not going to be a First Amendment or Second Amendment. There's just going to be the first rule of Mars. Is that everyone
how do projectile weapons work in no gravity? That'll be interesting.
Oh,
well, I think you can still fire, but you just may tumble. You may be just pushing yourself backwards a little bit. So you got to anchor yourself to the ground. And oddly enough, if there's no air, I think the metal will weld itself.
Yeah.
Because it's no air, so there's something you got to maybe oil that sucker really good. But
yeah, well, you'd have to create
studies.
You have to create an artificial air pocket for that to work, because we need oxygen to ignite. So.
Well, there's a little bit of oxygen in every bullet, so
that's true. That's true.
You can shoot underwater.
That's true. That's true. That's an interesting conundrum, guys. So yeah, we'll figure it out on the way to the moon.
So when we go on the moon, we'll have our first shots for anybody who's there.
I need to talk about with you guys. I can't. So this is an amazing thing, guys. You guys, everyone live, everyone watching, you need to look up Liberland. Have you guys heard of Liberland?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so Liberland, I know one of the ambassadors to Liberland. I can get you guys in contact with them, and I'm actually supposed to be the USA Georgia representative of Liberland. There's a piece of land. Long story short, and I'm not going to give you all the details. There's a guy, you can Wikipedia it and Google it. There's a guy, he went and found a piece of land that was contested between two countries over in Europe, in Eastern Europe, and he just went there, placed a flag down with some lawyers and some diplomats, and he literally created a brand new country called Liberland. As you can probably, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as the core mechanisms of exchange, guys. So if you haven't heard of Liberland, we'll put it down in the show notes later. Liberland, check it out, liberland.org. Check it out, guys. It's the first real experiment in our lifetimes of creating a brand new autonomous country with cryptocurrency as its main medium of exchange. It is fucking exciting, guys. Crypto can't go away, guys. We're here for crypto's here for good. You just gotta fucking strap in and hang on for the ride.
Okay, that's awesome. Tell us more how you became an ambassador. I'm actually kind of curious about that because I know about Liberland or Liberland.
Yeah, Liberland. So one of my largest clients is in Switzerland, and I can actually show you guys links of me doing a vlog of me going to Switzerland. So there's a client that I have in Switzerland, up in Neuchâtel, Switzerland. So you got to fly from Atlanta to Paris, France to Zurich, and then you take a train 2.5 hours up to this place. It's just fucking beautiful, guys. If you ever get up to Switzerland, you got to check it out. It's one of the most beautiful places. So I have a client up there, and while I was up there, I just met so many great people. And one of the employees of the company, we started talking because he could tell that he would consider a classic liberal, which he was wrong, but I'm an anarcho-capitalist, but they often can get misconstrued. And I spoke like a free, liberated individual. And so we started talking. He was like, "Oh man, I'm involved with Liberland and da-da-da-da. And are you interested in cryptocurrency?" I was like, "Dude, yo, I've been invested in that shit since 2011." And we just hit it off. Awesome guy. I'm not going to name drop him here, but if you guys are seriously interested, I can give you his, I can email him and ask him if I can pass on his email to you guys. If you want to get more deep information on what Liberland's doing from the ground roots. So I've been in the crypto space a long time, guys. There's a lot of stuff that's happening that isn't, hitting the mainstream media, and you won't hear about it anywhere else, but it's happening, guys. It's happening, and crypto is at the center of it.
So as I remember, Liberland, it's somewhere in between Serbia and Croatia. It's basically a forest or a national park.
Pretty much, and it's this mosquito, ridden swampland. But with the right funding and the right architecture, and some politics and geopolitics that will have to invariably occur, they might be able to create some real infrastructure. I mean, livable infrastructure there. And it's going to be a fascinating macro and microeconomic study and social study of how people who could potentially move into this completely liberated is in the most classical sense of the word, how the law of the land will happen. And so you can actually check out the Constitution. If you Google Liberland, you can find the Constitution. It's written really well. I don't have too many issues with it. I think it's really well thought out, and it's worth taking a look, guys.
All right, awesome. And the last time I heard of any news, it turns out that I don't know what side, if it's Croatia or Serbia. I think it's Serbia. Kicked the guy out of the park because he was inhabiting that park, and they kind of restricted that area. And he's been going apparently all over the world, trying to advocate for its freedom, so to speak. Can you update what the founder? I mean, there is that one guy. I don't know what his name is, but he's a founder.
Yeah, I don't remember.
What is? Oh, you don't remember? Do you know what's going on with it? Do you know what's going on with it up to date?
There's not a whole lot of information that I get, but I'm just thinking about how exciting it is right now. I'm just thinking, man, can you imagine an entire country, man, ruled by itself autonomously using cryptocurrency? I mean, it's an amazing idea. So I don't remember his name. I can't remember it off the top of my head. And I couldn't tell you any major movements, but I think and I haven't kept up with it probably in the last couple months at least. So I'm probably out of date. So guys, Google it, check it out. So if anyone's on the chat and they find some really juicy piece of information about it, put it in the chat so we can talk about it, because I haven't updated in at least a couple months on it.
All right, awesome. That's good that you're an ambassador, man. That sounds. Ozzy, how you doing? Have you catch any of this stuff?
Could be.
Actually, the one of the pipes under the faucet in the kitchen popped out, and water was everywhere. That's why I had to run, but I fixed it real quick. Again? Oh my God, it's fucked up again. I'll be back, guys.
All right, Ozzy. We'll catch you. We'll catch you later, man. You can tell he's busy, man. He's got to do a man's job.
You know, yo, that's the compromises of marriage, guys.
So let's go on to like hardware. That's. I'm glad that you might have a chance to be an ambassador to Liberland. I
Pretty
mean, that was
cool.
way
Pretty
back
cool.
then, and it's an interesting concept. I wish the best for them, but it's kind of hard. They want to create a little sovereign land.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's in between two lands that neither country wants to claim, but at the same time, they don't want to give it up. So I know they're having issues there.
Yeah, that's the geopolitics that is way beyond my ability to have any good discourse on. I just don't know anything about geopolitics, guys. Sorry.
No problem.
James, from what I can tell on their website, the president has been going around a lot of world tours. Israel, Liberty Fest in Poland, Edinburgh. He was just in Denver and Las Vegas and DC in the last few weeks. They had a booth at the Blockchain and Bitcoin conference back in May.
So they're active. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, from what I heard or what I understand, how it started was, I guess is there a name who the president is supposedly?
But yeah, I don't think I could pronounce the name properly, but the first name is, I believe, Vit, V-I-D-T, Jedlicka, Jedlicka.
Yes. That's right. That's right. Jedlicka,
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
Jedlicka. Well, he literally just wanted to claim a sovereign land and claim Bitcoin as its currency, and that's how I first heard about it.
I know.
And that was
awesome,
crazy,
man. I mean, that's the epitome of pioneering. I mean, he's taking an unfounded, projection of trust called money, Bitcoin. So this is an unfounded technology at the point in time, unvalidated at any level, and as a primary currency for this brand new country. I mean, come on, the guy's a fucking madman, yo. I love it.
Hey, it takes a crazy idea to start it all, right? I mean, that's how Satoshi Nakamoto started.
Oh, and there's so many conspiracies about that. Have you read all the conspiracies? Man, it's crazy.
No, you gotta tell us some.
It's like
some people say that it's Craig Wright, but I don't believe that story.
No, I'm talking about real conspiracies, like how it's basically CIA created and all that shit, and it's just a mechanism to create the one world currency that people keep talking about. The mark of the beast type shit. It's like, I have no idea, guys. I have no ideas about those conspiracies, but all I know is, I'm making a lot of money, so I don't care.
Well, no, you haven't made any money yet.
Shut up, dude.
That's true. You haven't made any money because you haven't sold any. So.
I haven't sold any. You're right. It could go to nothing again, guys.
All right, Ozzy, you're back.
I want to make a comment on that. Every day, a new person joins the crypto. Every day, a new business joins the crypto. Every day, a new developer moves to crypto. Every day that one thing is added to crypto, the stronger it comes, the stronger it becomes. Nothing's going anywhere, guys.
Yep. That's what my quote that I say to everyone when I do little talks at meetups and stuff is I just say, hey, my entry line is, guys, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency cannot be uninvented. It's just like when the internet came out. People said it was going to be used for stupid shit, and then then from there we were able to send packets between each other. After packets came email came programs. After programs came websites. Then e-commerce was built on top of it, and then social networks were built on top of that. Entire infrastructures now. I mean, now the entire phone system works on the internet. They don't do any of that bullshit. So everything's on the internet. So what do we have now is the internet 2.0 called Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It's a protocol. It's not an application that you can delete. I mean, as long as people are participating, that's the key idea. As long as people are constantly participating in the network and the participation and consumption rates increase, which, as Ozzy well pointed out, are continuing, then this thing cannot be uninvented. So what you have the opportunity to invest in is in the fucking internet. If you guys could invest in the internet in 1993, Ozzy, would you invest in the internet?
Absolutely not. Selling 99.
100%, guys. I'd invest in the internet in a heartbeat with what I know now, but obviously, hindsight's only 20.
Well, how would you invest into the internet? Like back then, internet
AOL would double in price every week, and then split, and then double, and then split and double. AOL, just buy AOL. That's all you needed.
Well, if you bought AOL, you also eventually had, I guess you got bought out when Time Warner bought them out, or did you have shares of Time Warner? Because AOL is pretty much dead now.
Oh, you are misinformed. You're misinformed, my friend. 33 million people still have AOL.
Isn't it AOL Time Warner?
Yeah, AOL is like MySpace to Facebook. It's still there, but it doesn't have the following that Facebook does.
Yeah,
that's true. But I do have to admit, this Internet 2.0 is very different because, Bitcoin itself. If you own Bitcoin, you own the Internet 2.0. So you don't have to essentially buy a company like Coinbase or BitPay or Kraken or any of the exchanges. You could just own Bitcoin. And if you were smart enough, if you just bought Bitcoin instead of cloud mining, Genesis mining, hashing 24, all these other cloud mining schemes, you would have done really better than trying to give away your Bitcoin, which is basically, in a way, you're giving away your future in exchange for potential future earnings, like some people that I watch on YouTube.
Yeah, I cannot believe that people actually have YouTube channels where they tell people to sell Bitcoin. What the fuck?
Oh no, not just sell it, but give it to another company and let them invest it for you. That's it.
There you go. Hold on, keep it right there, Peter.
Oh, I gotta get my face in it so we can make it viral, guys.
There you go. Where's your QR code?
I'll do this.
There you go. Sweet. Tell us about your cars, Peter.
Yo. Buy Bitcoin, guys. Buy Bitcoin. What was that? I'm sorry.
Tell us about your car real quick. You got two of your nice cars in there.
So we got the Audi R8 chilling right there. It's a fully custom R8. I bought it in 2015 with 87 miles on it, brand new. We've put we started with a non-valve full exhaust system on it. Then we lowered it on springs. I don't like airbags too much. Lowered on springs. It's lowered 0.74 inches in the front and 1.24 inches in the back. We put on carbon fiber. Let me show you guys. We put on carbon fiber wings. It's custom out of there's a little scuff right there. I don't know if you guys can see that scuff, but I was so excited to get this thing, guys, that when I pulled it out of the box, it's so freaking light. I dropped it and I broke it. Oh, I didn't break it. I scratched it. We got the engine in the back. And let's open this sucker up. So doors go up. And inside, we like it. I don't know if you guys can see that too well, but we got a manual shifter. Because real guys drive stick, guys.
Nice.
Lots of carbon fiber. Lots of fun stuff. So this is one of my daily drivers. So it's a lot of fun to be me, guys.
I'm sure it is, man. Now let's talk about hardware for a little bit, because I know you're doing a giveaway.
Oh yeah.
Which hardware wallet are you giving away here?
I'm giving away Ledger Nano S's, guys, and yes, I carry them around with me. Let's see. I'm giving away 1, 2, and I'm giving away 3 of these guys. Giving away 3 of these. So I got 2 of them right here, 2 of them right here, and 1 right here. So I'm giving away 3 of these guys.
Now, why?
You know why?
Okay, yes. Why?
Because I want you guys on the spaceship. I want you guys on the spaceships. I believe I've made pretty good life choices, guys. And the best way that I can help the best thing that I can get out of life is to help other people do it too. So when I came on to cryptocurrency, guys, it changed my life. It changed my life. And, you know, as a data scientist, for me, doing all the research into the technicals and fundamentals and sciencing the fucking shit out of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, I had multiple hypotheses through it all, and every single hypothesis that I made came true. And so it was enough validation for me to make an informed decision to jump into cryptocurrency. And I want everyone to be on that spaceship. And so giving away stuff like this enables you guys to try everyone to win, guys. I want everyone to win.
Excellent. Is there a reason why you oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to ask if there are any prophecies that have yet to pass.
I don't know about prophecies, guys. I'm not a soothsayer or fortune teller, but I do like data, and I use science and data to make informed decisions on how to get in and out of the market and make a couple bones. It's fun. It's just fun stuff.
All right. Is there a reason why you picked the NANO, the ledger in particular, to give away as your choice?
Your audience is going to know this first. I'm giving away 3 Ledger Nano S's, and I'm giving away 3 Trezors. I actually like the Trezor better, but the Ledger Nano looks cooler for sure. The Trezor actually has, I think, a simpler interface to use. It might look ugly on the outset, but for me, usability is key. I don't like with the Ledger Nano S as much as the Trezor, the amount of clicks, and I misclick stuff, and I don't enjoy misclicking on my Ledger Nanos because I got a lot of value in them. So clicking the Trezor buttons are a lot easier for me. They have a more solid click. The confirmation feels better, and that's a small aesthetic, and a lot of people might not care about that, but I do. If I'm going to click something, I don't want it to be spongy, and so, you know, and the interface is really intuitive and really simple. So, but they're both fantastic. So I'm giving away 3 of each, guys, because I want everyone to win. So I guess we can put in the show notes later how to get to that, or you can just go to BiteSizeBitcoin.com. It'll shoot you to my YouTube page. Click on the Ledger Nano S video, and then find the link there, guys.
Yeah, I have your information in the notes section. I also have the video for your Ledger Nano giveaway. So if they want to click on that and enter to win, let me go to Ozzy, because Ozzy has a Trezor. How is your experience with the Trezor?
It's the most easiest and secure thing I've ever touched in my life. It was the easiest thing to split my coin. It took me less than 60 seconds. The security on you could have a program in your computer to change. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
just fine.
You could hear you could have a program in your computer that changes the address those hackers put in, and the Trezor will protect you from that. That's how good the Trezor is. You could be hacked and you're okay.
Yeah, so, and one thing to remember, guys, if you have a Trezor, is that whenever you are syncing it through the web interface, make sure to have the system forget this device every time. So make sure that you remove the device from the connection you made with the web browser. So that's just a big hint, because I left it on one time when I was transferring value, and I didn't lose any value, but I read a blog post that said, "Hey guys, make sure to turn this off," and it scared the shit out of me. So I immediately went back in, turned it off, and I felt a lot more secure.
Yeah, I usually just exit the browser when after I unplug it. And then I read that same post, so I tested it, where I went back in to the browser after I exited out of it, and it's the same thing as forgetting. Just either exit the browser or push forget. One of the two. It forgets it.
It doesn't store the cookie, yo.
Yes.
Hey, Brian, do you have any hardware at all? And if you do, what do you have? If you don't, tell us why.
I don't have any hardware. I don't have such a large investment that I've justified the expenditure for it yet. I keep mine all cold, except for like my treasure and treasure hunt and giveaway monies. How many words are in the passphrase for the treasure?
24.
Oh, nice. I like that.
And you can have a 25th if you want.
Really?
That's
Well,
right.
And the 24 are words that you will never fucking think of in your fucking life. I mean, they got shit in there. They're like, why? Where did you get this shit from? It's badass.
how many words are in that word list? Is that BIP 39?
Yeah, that should be BIP 39.
It should be BIP 39.
You could do. I think you can do any amount, but I guess it's just standard 12 and 24. But I think you can go up to as many as you want.
And multiples of 3.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of grief with 12 word passphrases, but
I do.
Well, they have programs right now that you could buy that. Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, the 12 words, you got to understand, if the 12 words are like, fuck, ass, and shit, cigarettes, then that may. But then the 12 words, they use words that people don't like use in everyday life. I mean, I don't like 12 words. I won't use nothing that has 12 words, but I don't think of it as that easy to hack. They have been hacked, but you just got to make sure that the 12 words are extremely unique.
yeah, I mean, the thing that I was saying is I think they should just remove the option. I think they should enforce this constraint on customers to create a 24 or more passphrase. I think it creates a higher sense of responsibility, even aesthetically so. So I can understand arguments for 12 word passphrase, but I don't think there's.
Also, when you I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Brian.
Whenever you create the 24-word password, it generates one for you. But if you try to make one on your own, it's going to be rather difficult to get, because not every one that you try to create will work, obviously. So it'll take a while if you don't use the one they generate for you, right?
Yeah. But what they do, for example, on the ledger, if I remember correctly, what they do is they give you an option set, I believe, where you can agree or disagree to use that word from their option bank or their option pool, I believe, if I remember correctly. So they do give you some opportunity to make the words easier for someone, and I find that to be an interesting option within the hardware. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, Brian, let me ask Brian. You said you put them in cold storage. What kind of cold storage do you use, Brian?
Well, I've learned about paper wallets from your channel, and I like to use those.
Yes, and most of the time I believe they're free. But but if you're willing to pay for them, go ahead and contact me. They're $1 each, and I'll generate them for you and mail them to you.
And I'll keep a copy of the keys in case you lose them.
Yeah, and I'll also keep a copy of the keys. Just email me back, tell me you lost them, and I'll put it through the copy machine and mail them back to you. Anyway. I personally.
You want to hear something funny?
Go ahead, Ozzy.
I actually, the first thing I bought when I first started in the space a year and a half ago, you guys are gonna laugh at me. I bought a paper wallet on eBay for $7.95.
Oh, that was a bargain.
And listen to this.
At that time.
And then after I got it, I realized that it's like he could have just made a copy. So I contacted him. I said, "How do I fucking know you don't have a copy of the private keys?" He goes, "You don't." So I just took it. I threw it right in the trash. I wasted $8, never used it. It went straight to the dumpster.
Wait, Ozzy, but did it have a seal on it?
No. It was just in a plastic thing. There were cards. One was your spending and one was your private keys. It was so fucking stupid. Oh my
Yo, the scams are so real, guys. The scams are so real.
Well, luckily, I mean, I never put a dime into it, but because the minute I got it, I was like, wait a minute, I didn't even think about this.
That's hilarious. I know they were trying to sell like the paper that you could fold, but you would have to print your own private keys on it. What else do they have? They have the plastic, like a plastic paper, polymer paper that you can also put in the printer, and it supposedly lasts longer. Another one was metal. I think they got some metal private keys that it's imprinted, and of course you know it's hard to reuse that. I mean, once you used it, they recommend not using it. But let me ask you guys, if you know or Peter knows, when someone sweeps their private key, why is it recommended that they never use it? I mean, other than the fact that you know it, and then you don't want somebody else, you don't want to give it to somebody else because you would know the private key. But the way it works, I think I don't think it really broadcasts the private key. It just allows you to spend it if you sweep it from your wallet. There seems to be a fear that your private keys are being broadcasted, which is, I don't think, necessarily true.
Yeah, the answer is, oh man.
There is a slight chance. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk it. Now, I mean, you know what? I never haven't thought of that, and I don't have any paper wallets. But now that you mentioned it, there is a chance because it's swiping it straight from the private key, so not the address. So there might be a chance that it is getting broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys. If we look into, and I won't get into the super technicals because I don't fully know them myself, guys, so I'm not going to claim something I don't fully understand. But from what I have read, with anything, the technology of today, there's technology today that allows for any type of system with a chip on it. At some level, if you can send electrical signals through it, it can be broadcast and it can be transmitted and can be picked up. And so I'm not a conspiracy theorist, guys. Trust me, they're not listening to you through your fucking lights yet, okay? But I've read that there's technology being developed for that. And so what I don't want to scare anyone about this, what I don't want to do is scare people. And the reason is because cryptocurrency and the technology that's been created on the backbone of cryptocurrency will be able to combat that. Think about the world that we live in now with operating systems that are flawed, with mobile systems that are flawed. But at the same time, we also have the ability to fix them. And we will continue to fix these systems as they grow. And so as surveillance technology increases, we're going to have the ability to also combat that in even more powerful, and this is what I'm excited about, even more powerful tools for us to combat that ensure that we truly are anonymous and that we don't leave a trace. And so it's something to be excited about. I know that the mainstream media and everyone, when they write about this FOMO and FUD and all this shit about surveillance, it's like, guys, you gotta look at the big picture here. If surveillance technology is increasing, guess what else is increasing? The ability to combat it. And that's what I'm excited about, is that if they get to a point of surveillance when they can rip our private keys away from us by shooting electrical signals through it, that's great, fine. Hopefully by that time there'll be a technology where I can create a bubble, or I can create a system in which broadcast energy cannot permeate. Who knows? I'm going into Star Trek territory, guys. But it's fun shit to think about, right?
Well, I made a video yesterday called What If? And one of the statements is, what if they can spy on us through our phones or our TVs? Like, listen.
They can do that, guy. They can do that.
They can, but they have to really have a reason to. I don't think they have time to listen to a guy that works at McDonald's and has a Budweiser and a joint every night. They're not wasting their time with that. Their manpower all for that. If you give them a reason to listen, they will absolutely fucking listen. But I don't think we have anything to worry about on that front.
Yeah, I mean, look at us, guys. We're just four guys chatting on a Google chat, guys.
Yeah, and
we're small.
everybody can
We're
get
small fry. We're small.
Yeah, we're
fry,
small
man.
potatoes. Small potatoes. You
We
know,
are.
that's funny you said that.
But guess at the same time, you don't need manpower to surveil. You need
Data.
AI and scripts.
Data mining. Yeah.
That's true.
So
I
they
mean,
could hold all the data, sift through it. If anything raises a flag, kick it up the line, whatever, and go from there. And eventually manpower gets involved.
hopefully, crypto technology guys will help us be able to stay truly anonymous, yo.
Well, let me ask this other question then, since we're on the subject of hardware. I know a lot of people are selling like these hardware wallets, and they're really pushing it a lot, and it may be an easier interface to use than, and definitely safer if it's offline.
Right.
But how much of it is just accessorizing versus having any real security to it?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I think remember, you guys have to remember where my worldview stems from. It's as a free market capitalist, or anarcho-capitalist is actually probably a better way to say it. So for me, the free market, I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with them creating these hardware wallets. There's a market for that. And the market will decide whether that will continue to be viable in the future or whether it will die out. It's like 8-track tapes. It's like cassette tapes. And now it's like CDs, right? The market decides when technology improves whether it's still viable or not. And so I think for the current time being, hardware wallets are a fantastic way to get people on a safer way to securing their value. That's why I'm giving them away, right? I want you guys to secure your value, secure your seat on the spaceship, guys. So is it working for today's market? Absolutely. In the future, will it not be sufficient for the security needs that we'll have? Possibly. I could put my finger in there and yeah, possibly.
I don't think we give enough credit to the market. The market is a huge deciding factor in a lot of things, especially in the crypto world.
Like, what do you mean by that, Ozzy? Like, we don't give enough credit. Like, they're not smart enough? Are they too stupid?
No. The market, we don't give it enough credit. The market does decide a lot of things. The market decided if we wanted SegWit or not. We wanted SegWit, they hard forked. Look what happened. The market told you, fuck the hard fork. We like SegWit. The market dictates everything.
Okay, you're talking about free markets. Just put it out there, and if people want it,
they will get it.
They'll
get it. If they don't want it, it's going to come crash and burn.
Right. So you're saying the crowd is smarter than the individual.
I don't think. Come on, man.
I've said it a million times in my videos. I want a voting structure better than the one we have for Bitcoin. I don't see why the developers have all the control, or I don't think the miners should have all the control. I believe it should be shared between the users, the developers, and the miners. We all are involved in Bitcoin. It's not just somebody's. It's all of ours. Without the users, the miners and the developers can eat shit. Without the miners, us and the developers will eat shit. Without the developers, us and the miners will eat shit. We all need each other, so it should be a split. You know, there shouldn't be all this scaling debate and wars and fighting and FUD and bullshit. Fuck, I hate that fucking word. Why do I use it? I hate using it. But you know what I'm saying.
Oh, that's good that you brought that up. Let's talk about this whole debate. Is it almost over? I mean, SegWit is around the corner.
No, it's not over. SegWit 2X is coming right down the street.
Yeah, Bitcoin is a really high chance of splitting again, guys.
So is that more free money?
Hey, you know what free money is? It's called inflation, guys.
No, you're absolutely right. 6 billion was just created out of thin air.
Guys, it's called inflation. It's not a good idea.
No, I don't. I really want and wanted Bitcoin Cash to fail. I really do, and it still looks like it's about. I mean, it's not. But
nothing's transacting. Nothing's transacting, guys. The blocks aren't going through.
No,
the blocks aren't going.
It's been what, 2.5 hours, 3 hours since the last block?
Yeah, it looks like
a shit show, guys. It's a shit show. I just checked it. Yeah, it was about 2 hours ago, last block. I mean, it's a shit show, guys. I mean, people are trading is literally ether, like literally ether, the literal sense of ether. It's just vapor. It's vaporware, guys.
Okay, Peter, now that you brought it up, like this inflation thing, where did this fucking money come from? Right? Like we got, all of a sudden we got all these tokens that we've been holding. Now they were worth 700, now they're worth 300. Where the fuck did that money come from?
Guys,
I mean, did it come from the users on the exchanges? Did it come from the exchanges? Like, where did that real money come in? Because when people trade it and they get Bitcoin, they pull out. They got some value somewhere. Who did it come from, really?
what a great question. The only way, where the original this is why it's so fascinating to me. So let me tell you guys the TLDR before I go in and explain it. So for those who are like, fuck, this guy talks. The TLDR is Bitcoin Cash is good for the overall economy. Period. Full stop. Now let's get into why I say it that way. Bitcoin, the only way, let's answer your question first. The original substantiation of any type of token or asset or projection of value was pre-mined. Remember, pre-mined by the companies behind Bitcoin Cash. And so that original substantiation was enough per the hashing power that is available to them, because they're constantly running their machines, allowed them to transact. And somehow, and this is the free market speaking, somehow some exchanges said, you know what, they've already pre-mined it, there's some substantiation of value. Is it validated? No, because no value from the current system has been put into it. They're just creating it out of thin air using the cost of electricity. And so that original substantiation, once verified by the market in the entity called an exchange, once that happened, then real money from the cryptocurrency market poured into that, and creating this vaporware of ups and downs. That is what you're seeing today. And so the money is literally being created at the cost of electricity, or the value. Let me say the value. It's not money yet. The value is being created at the cost of electricity. The companies behind it are willing to pay that tax to substantiate the long-term survival of Bitcoin Cash. So why do I say it's good for the economy? Because any type, I'm a free market capitalist, guys. They can do whatever the fuck they want. The market will decide whether it's a viable option in the future. And if the market decides it's a viable option, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to split my coins and I'm going to cash in, guys. But if the market decides that it's not something viable, then I'll let it go where all the graveyards of all the other ICOs and all those types of forks went. So, you'd say, well, Peter, when are you going to do that? The answer is, I'm not doing it anytime soon. I'll probably be doing it probably closer to the end of the year. I need to collect data. I'm a data scientist. I need to collect data to inform my decisions. I'll never buy at the low lows because I'm running data. But when my data is validated, substantiated enough, then I'll make the decision to do it. So I'm thinking the amount of data that I'll need to make a good decision on Bitcoin Cash is probably the next 3 months of data collection on the market, the volume, how it's being traded, and some of the political and socioeconomical things that are going on around it. In terms of politics, because if the market continues to build apparatuses around or infrastructure around Bitcoin Cash, that's going to be the first sign of a firm plant in the mud to say that we're here. So for those who are checking the news that I would check next is what type of systems and infrastructure is going to be built around Bitcoin Cash. That'll be an indication that it might be here to stay.
So let me chime in just a little bit, because you said something interesting, that these tokens, the Bitcoin Cash, was created out of thin air. Doesn't that mean? Do you think? Well, because it's inflated or caused inflation.
It's cost of electricity, and the reason why it's causing inflation is because what we're doing is we're putting money into this token out of Bitcoin, what I consider real true value, right? And so you're trading, you're split essentially. Layman's terms, you're splitting your Bitcoin into two and having these two separate silos that are somehow interconnected based on market dynamics. It's not a safe bet. It's not a safe bet at the current level because it's so volatile and it hasn't been substantiated by a real infrastructure to support it long term. I mean, the blocks aren't going through, guys. If the blocks aren't going through, then I would not trust any coin if the blocks aren't going through, other than Bitcoin.
Okay, but you said something interesting, that this is basically inflation. Do you see the current or the recent rise in Bitcoin price the result of Bitcoin Cash? Because essentially that's what we did.
100%. 100%.
So we created something out of nothing, and then we're using the exchanges to get a price discovery and let the market work. And the market basically said, well, this isn't real money. We're going to be dumping this, and then we're going to be putting it right into Bitcoin, and that's what's kind of given it its push.
100%. So what you're going to find, guys, is even though we're still shooting to the moon, we're going to see a pretty significant, retraction. I expect it, and I expect when it does, I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. But I expect a significant retraction because of the inflation of this value called Bitcoin Cash that was created at the cost of electricity. Don't forget that it wasn't free. It was at the cost of electricity. So, I expect it to go down, and I expect to pick up some more Bitcoin when it does. But
well, I don't think it costs a lot because they've only been mining a week, and if anything, they've lost money from not mining Bitcoin, right? But as far as the electricity used to mine Bitcoin Cash, it's not really a lot, and they just piggybacked off the rest of the chain to create, I don't know, supposedly 16 million, but I believe like only a few million was available for trading because I haven't moved or split my tokens yet, and it seems like a lot of people haven't yet. You haven't. I know Ozzy has.
I'm waiting for your video, James Bond. I'm waiting for your video because I know how to do it, but I'd love for you to. I'd love to watch you do it.
I've done it. I've already did it, and it works.
Where's the video? Where's the video? No video.
Well, I put a zero confirmation. I put 0 fees in it, so I'm waiting for it to confirm. I would recommend if you want to do it now, put a high fee on it. You'll get it right away. But
yeah,
I was just on zero fees, so I'm still waiting for confirmation. It'll probably be like a week, maybe 2 weeks before I get mine, or if at all. It probably just drop and come back to me. Brian, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I noticed that you moved the treasure hunt money, like you said you would if we didn't get it in time, or to the wallet that you'd been using as a signature wallet for the coin hunt, and I figured you'd split them.
Yes.
What is this coin hunt you speak of? What is this coin hunt? I am intrigued. You have my attention.
Okay, I generate a paper wallet that is password protected. It's a BIP38, password protected, and I basically show the private key in the first video of a treasure hunt, and I do this constantly until someone cracks the code. And so I want to see how secure paper wallets are. It's a test of paper wallet security. And Brian's been the winner for the most part. Everybody else, I've been spoon feeding them a series of words that make up the passcode. And so eventually, what happens when I give them the last passcode, I swipe it, and I only leave about maybe $2 or $5 just for participating. But Brian's been the only one that's been cracking the code, successfully cracked the code. The recent one, and every time Brian cracks the passcode, because he's great at cracking passcodes, I make it harder. I make it more difficult.
the block size increases.
Yeah, and so I make it harder and difficult to do that until you can't, or it takes a longer. But this one, I wanted to specifically do it because I wanted to test a small amount on splitting Bitcoin Cash.
Do you have data on the decay rate of block size increases?
What is that?
I'm asking you for data. Like, what's the average time it takes to crack the code and requires you therefore to update the complexity?
Well, it depends. Like, you have to watch my video because I give out the clues in the video, and the first clue is always the easiest.
You're actually artificially constraining it.
Yeah. Well, what I do is I give them the option to basically I show them the private key, and anybody can just go ahead and start cracking away. If they can do it, they get first dibs on the Bitcoin right away. So and then I give them another clue, and then hopefully it's about 5 to 4 words in the passcode, and so from there by the time I get to the 4th, they should be able to do it. But if not, then by the time I reveal the last passcode, I already swiped the key and just leave about $2 out of maybe 20. I start out 25, but as the price goes up, it gets to be worth more, and I'll do it until I'm out of. I originally started with 1 Bitcoin back when it was 12,000 or $1,200.
Don't do it, bro. Sell your Ethereum. Give out Ethereum.
And you know what's going to happen is if the price keeps going up, I'll just keep doing the treasure hunt. You know, I'll just forever treasure hunt until it goes up to $1 million. So
that's a great idea. Yo, you'd be the most popular like decentralized lottery, but it's actually centrally controlled.
Lottery.
It's centrally
but
controlled.
It requires a proof of work.
Yo.
Yeah, it requires kind of a concept of proof of work. Like you got to put some work in cracking that code.
The memes, guys. The memes. This is awesome.
but it goes to show that, in my opinion, paper wallets work well because I revealed my private key. It's just been encrypted with the passcode. And in some cases, if you do it right enough. And the other thing was I was trying to show that you don't have to memorize the passcode. You just, like, I don't know, you could, like, get the words off of anything random on a video, on one of your videos. One of the things I used to do was I would go to other, like Ozzy's channel, and I would watch his channel, and I would say, okay, in one of Ozzy's channels, you know, he said this, you know, or how many, what was Ozzy's electricity bill for mining Litecoin, because he showed it in his video. So they had to go watch his channel to find that shit.
Yo.
That was cool because it helped me get subscribers.
Can I participate?
Yeah,
man?
Brian subscribed to him.
That's how I found Ozzy, exactly.
Yo. That's awesome, man. You are doing it, James Bond. You are creating the crypto community. Crypto community, man. This is awesome.
You know, one of the luckiest things to happen to me when I started my channel was to get introduced to 2 straight shooters, you know, that don't fuck around, say it how it is, and are super honest, which is James Bond and Brian McLaughlin. And there's a couple others too that are good, but I mean, these guys like were really involved with me a lot, and they were just badass.
Well, I've only been on this show twice, man, and I love it. This is great. Thanks for putting this together, man.
Part of the regular, because everybody here have naturally come on this show, and I've also had audience members who've asked to come on this show, and they love it too, because sometimes there's nobody around them to talk about cryptocurrencies or anything, you know, and that's one of the reasons why they watch these videos to make a connection with other people, because I do admit that even though for us, you know, this whole you know, Bitcoin is kind of taken off, but to the rest of the world, barely anybody knows about it. So it's really hard to make connection with other people.
Man, I can't wait to put on my channel your front bumper, dude. Your front bumper, yo.
Yeah, let me know. I'll release it on mine as well, on my channel. So
I just got dude, I got a flood when I said, hey guys, send me a front bumper. I got like 60 in like a day.
Yeah. Tell the audience about your front bumper.
How you doing, sweet?
If you go to my my channel, you'll see that I like to have any of my subscribers put in a front bumper, a front introduction video. So just saying, hey, what's up, yo? I'm Peter from Atlanta, and what's up, Crypto Nation? So that's Crypto Nation, hashtag Crypto Nation is kind of what I like to see. I would love to see it trending, guys. It would be so awesome to see Crypto Nation trending on Twitter someday. But just say hi to Crypto Nation, and I'll put you on the front of every one of my videos. And I get to pump you guys. If you have a YouTube channel, I'll pump you. I'll make sure people hear about you. You got a local business. My first guy he sent it within like 30 minutes of me posting that video. He sent me his front bumper. He's a local guy in Tennessee called Lee Hooks. He owns a wealth and management company called harvestwealth.com. See, I even remember it. I'm fucking plugging them right now. So if you live in Tennessee, you should check out Lee Hooks at harvestwealth.com. He will help you with your traditional investments, IRA, Roth, 401ks, and cryptocurrency now. So, I mean, there you go. I'm just plugged them, and because I remember all of my front bumpers. So if you guys want to send me a video, man, I'd love it. I'd love to pump you guys up, make sure that you guys can win too.
That's awesome. And you also do some interviews. Tell them about the landscaper who had the Bitcoin Litecoin logo on his trailer or his trucks, work trucks.
I'm not, and if you come to my channel, and James Bond certainly knows this. I mean, I'm not about reading the news, guys. I'm about the social aspects, the economic aspects, and the cultural aspects of how Bitcoin is going to change our lives. And so I'm constantly on the lookout for companies that have like a Bitcoin symbol. And I'd love to interview them and talk about, why'd you put Bitcoin? Why'd you put Litecoin on your, and so my friend saw this trailer and he took a picture of it and sent it to me. And once he sent it to me, I called the guy. He's in Jacksonville, Florida. And I called him. I said, dude, you got to tell me. I mean, you're the first person that I've ever seen through a picture through my friend who's down in Jacksonville, that has, we accept Bitcoin, we accept Litecoin on the back of your landscaping trailer. I want to know how to get into, what was your conversion? Why are you interested in this? And what do you see the future of Bitcoin? And we had a great, 30-minute interview. He's a salt of the earth dude. I mean, he's a landscaper, and he's really busy cryptocurrency. He said, man, this is the future. This is what we need to get into. And so, I mean, the word is out, guys. The word is out. And to echo what Ozzy said earlier, I mean, guys, every single day, there are hundreds, thousands, maybe even tens of thousands. I have no idea. I don't have data on this. But let's just say tens of thousands of people per day joining this cryptocurrency Bitcoin economy. It's only going to go to the fucking moon, guys. Oh my God, come on, yo. Like, you guys know I'm so excited all the time.
All we have to do is protect it as much as we can. If we can protect one guy a day from a scam, and that's good enough.
Dude, guys, we're going to the moon, guys.
I don't know why you like the moon so much. That's just Earth's bitch.
Yeah, we're going to Mars.
What is this Mars stuff?
Goodness.
Guys? The moon is just it's Earth's little bitch. It tells it what to do. It follows it around. I like the red planet.
Peter, I agree with you that it doesn't take too much for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has quote unquote no marketing, but yet it's grows so fast, and I see more and people come into this community. I see them, especially on YouTube. They're making videos, even though they make videos about other stuff, but it does get people involved into cryptocurrency. Yeah, and more and more people are coming in, and I think, like most people, they may have an intrigue about it because it's about money, and they're looking to make money in the beginning. But I think as they get deeper and deeper into it, I think they realize this is a little bit more than money. I mean, you can reach out to other people, build a community, and create your own, ecosystem in a lot of ways, and companionship and friendship with other people that you may never have built a friendship with. The only thing we have in common, all of us, is that we're all into cryptocurrencies, and here we are chatting on Hangouts, and that's beautiful.
Guys. Now, just also remember, so if you're not a full believer of Bitcoin, guys, just take from my excitement. I've been in the market since 2011. I bought Bitcoin at $2, guys. I mean, how can I not be fucking excited about this?
Now that you mentioned that, I got a question for you. Guys, how did you discipline yourself when it hit 1,000 or 1,200 not to make a move? How did you discipline yourself in 2013 and 2016, 2000? How did you discipline yourself?
It's a lot easier than you think, and I'm all about discipline, and I think it's really important to have that long-term discipline over time. But I'm not going to lie to you guys and tell you that I have good discipline. I try my best to have good discipline. Is probably the better way of saying it. I just chose. Here's the real answer. The real answer is I didn't need it. I didn't need it. If I needed it, I probably would have sold it. But
that's honest. Thank you. That's honest. I like that. Do you? Now, we obviously don't know how much do you have. It's none of our business, but I'm guessing anything over 50 is disgusting. I mean, you didn't get an urge to go buy a fucking property, I mean, you had to have some.
I bought some green with it, if that's what you mean. I mean, I'm big into tour and and Tor browser and the, let's just say, the dark web.
Okay, a little herb is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a fucking, like if I had like, let's say 2 million in fucking crypto, and I got a phone call from my broker, says, you know what, I got this hot fucking shopping center for sale right now. He's like, I would sell that shit, buy that center without even thinking twice. How do you, I mean, not want to invest it in other things, or not want to, you just believe that this is the best investment?
Oh man, for me, I lived through, so I'm closer to 40 than anything else, guys. So I lived through the .com bubble, and I was at an age, high school, college age, where it made sense to me, and I understood it. And having gone through that, I saw the value of the internet, where the internet was headed. I mean, I started my first business was an internet business, creating macromedia flash and shockwave, front introduction videos for web. You guys remember those guys? Some of you guys might be too young to remember that shit. But that was my first internet business, of creating macromedia flash introduction videos and full macromedia shockwave type stuff. And I knew that I could build a business off it. I knew that I could build apps, and I knew I could build stuff off it. So for me, seeing cryptocurrency really mirrors some of the very similar patterns that the internet had. And so when I look at the two patterns of how cryptocurrency is growing and how the internet eventually flourished to what it is today, to be a ubiquitous entity in our lives, where we no longer consider even thinking about the internet because it's so present, that's how we're going to see Bitcoin. We're going to see cryptocurrency, maybe not in our lifetime, by the way, guys. We might be dead before this happens, but at the rate of technology, I'm hoping we live a long time, and we see the ubiquitousness of cryptocurrency, where people no longer consider fiat currency, no longer consider exchange rates from different countries. They just say, hey, I'm transacting in Litecoin, I'm transacting Bitcoin or Dash or Monero or Zcash or whatever you want to use, and that's just seen as a norm. And I think that's going to be a huge win for the entire economy of cryptocurrency, and I think it's going to be very liberating and for entire people groups. It's exciting shit, guys. It's exciting stuff to see this.
I see it in 5, 10, 15 years, maybe. These small countries that sell oil are not going to want currency anymore. They're not going to want fiat anymore. They're going to be like, you know what? We're going to want Bitcoin for this petroleum. We're going to want corporations like, yeah, you know, well, you could buy us out, but we don't want your fiat. We want 4,000 Bitcoin. We want 3,000 Bitcoin. And once that happens, that's when you're really going to see Bitcoin jump to 500,000, like you mentioned earlier. I want to go off subject here for a second. So how much did you buy in 2011? It was at $2. You had to buy at least 500. You had to have bought at least 500.
I won't tell you guys. I'm sorry.
I didn't expect you to. I just thought it's worth a shot. But
yeah,
I know if I had a chance, I would have dropped at least a G on it, at least $1,000. So that means 500. I'm gonna go with you have 500. That makes me feel good. That's badass, man. That's badass.
I appreciate it. So I always want to educate. I think, James Bond, you watch my channel. So my channel is all about educating people and helping them understand the underpinnings, the fundamental architecture and the technical considerations and the socioeconomic reasons why Bitcoin is so powerful. For me, if I can help educate people to understand those fundamental kind of ideas, then they're going to have a more rational and logical decision to buy in, not based on emotion, but based on logic, decision-making, consideration, thoughtfulness, and saying, yes, this is something that is important. I think it's going to change the world. And if your mind has been changed that way through education, then get excited. Now we can talk about trading. Now we can talk about making money. Now we can talk about, investing in the right economic projects or the right social projects or the right, technological projects. I mean, get firm in the foundations as to why you're even in this economy. If you're in the cryptocurrency just to make money, I'm glad you're here, but understand why you should stay. And that's why I hate watching these YouTubers that are just like selling Bitcoin. What the fuck, guys?
Well, they're giving up their Bitcoin. They're buying it and then they're giving it up to hopefully get more later, but you already have it, right? You already have it in
Guys,
hand. Like, what
I'm
the
gonna do a
fuck?
video. I'm gonna do a video that's gonna look like this, guys. It's gonna look like this. You know what? $2,400 for a Bitcoin was fucking expensive. Well, guess what, guys? Guess what? It's $3,200. So, you know, the ticket to, I always tell my audience, the ticket to the big show, the ticket to the spaceship is one Bitcoin. That's, get one Bitcoin. That's all you need. Get one Bitcoin. That's the ticket price. The seatbelt is a Trezor or hardware wallet. Strap in, guys. We're going to the fucking moon, or Mars, or Saturn, or whatever the fuck you guys want.
Well, we're definitely going to outer space, that's for sure. But I've been watching your videos, and I do like your approach to acquiring Bitcoin, because you're basically saying dollar cost average. Whether it goes up or down, just put a little bit in at every time, and if you have that discipline, it works out. And you've proven it. You've done it. You've done them spreadsheets that, here, I bought X amount every time, and I've made money. Although we're in a bull market, but even then, if you were in a bear market, all you would do is just buy and forget about it, and you would have gotten more Bitcoin. And when the bull market came, you'd be doing very, very well.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, guys, average is a very powerful way of creating very small amounts of wealth in traditional markets. However, in cryptocurrency markets, cost averaging, or dollar cost averaging in cryptocurrency markets is exceptionally powerful, guys, because the market's not only so volatile, but everything's on the upward swing. Even if it moves down towards a bear market, it's still above the lowest support line. And so I always look at that from the law of averages, the law of large numbers, is that if you look at all the aggregate data, I mean, if you buy a Bitcoin, I'm gonna tell you the 3 steps to get in the game, guys. Buy Bitcoin, buy it at cost, hold. That's it. Buy one Bitcoin, buy it at cost. Buy it right. If you don't have one Bitcoin, go buy one. Buy one Bitcoin, buy it at cost, hodl, hold. And then if you want to trade, you want to get more Bitcoin, you want to keep staying in, but stay in the game. Stay in the game. Stay in the game. Stay in the game, guys.
Yeah, that's another thing I try to tell people. It's not when you come into the game or when you come into the space, it's how long you're in it. And that makes a big difference, because even if you came in at the top, at the peak of, if let's say you started at 2013 at the top, right, or 2014, beginning of 2014, but you kept with it, you still would be up. You still would be up.
And actually, we can say that right now, and I can say it right now. For those who feel bad that you bought Bitcoin at 2,900, you ain't sad. You ain't sad anymore. Come on, you ain't sad anymore. So come on. I mean, so it's all relative. It's all relative. And the problem that we have, and I think this is important to take note of, James, thanks for bringing this up, is that we all have anchor biases. And an anchor bias simply is that some type of pattern has been substantiated in your brain long enough that you use that to compare other things against. And so, an example would be Apple. Everyone in the stock market, traditional stock markets, uses Apple as the anchor bias. They say, oh, Apple went up X, this other company went up, Y, they're tanking. If it's a small business and they went up by $500,000, that's not a failure. That's a fucking success. And so when you think about your own anchor biases, you say, well, hey, Bitcoin was at this, and I feel like that, it's too expensive. Get over the anchor bias. Get over any of that. Get over comparing Litecoin to Bitcoin and Ethereum to Bitcoin. Look at Ethereum as it is. Look at Litecoin as it is, or the altcoins as they are. There are going to be complexities that interconnect them to Bitcoin, obviously, but don't let your anchor bias say, hey, it's at 3,200. It's too late. No, it's not. Get a fucking Bitcoin. Buy it at cost and hodl. That's your entry fee. Other than that, play with it. It's a fun commodity. It's a fun resource. It's a fun community. I mean, look at what we're doing. I'm chatting with 3 dudes that I've never met before. Look at this. This is it, James Bond. You just need to show your face instead of your gun.
Well, I did show you my face. It was just hidden under a mask. That's all.
That's true. That's true. But yeah.
So let me see if Ozzy or Brian wants to chime in on anything we talked about before I go on to the next question or next subject here.
Well, I just want to say it is. People will say, no, it's not about adoption. It's not about adoption, but it is about adoption. And for adoption to happen, it requires education. And people want to do the right thing. The problem is there are people out there telling them what the right thing is, and it's not actually the right thing. So we have to provide more voices saying what the right thing is to drown out those who say otherwise.
You got it, like Peter Schiff.
What has he been saying?
That he's an asshole.
Yo, check it out, guys. The Kaiser Report just launched it literally 40 minutes ago, or maybe even longer since we've been on the phone. So 2 hours ago, he just launched his last episode on Kaiser Report, RT. Check it out. He interviews Peter Schiff, and Peter Schiff says the stupidest shit, literally the stupidest shit. He says stuff like, well,
when does he not say stupid shit?
I mean, he went overboard this time. He started arguing with Kaiser. I mean, Kaiser's
a maximalist. That guy fucking loves Bitcoin.
I mean, you don't argue with the man. Be respectful. Be respectful. He's interviewing you, and he starts arguing with him, telling Bitcoin is not real, and these people are crazy. It's like,
well, he's got to protect his gold business.
I get it, self-interest. I understand that, but he was just rude.
He's a dick.
If you're gonna talk to people, be a happy person. Damn, yo, Bitcoin is going up, guys. It's fucking to the moon.
What's the price now? Does anybody know, or?
I do not know, man. I'm on the phone.
Oh, it's still at 32.76 on Poloniex.
It's at 32.63. It's at 32.75 on Coin Market Cap.
That's wonderful news, guys. That's wonderful news. That's awesome.
I say 3,600 by Tuesday.
Oh, dude, bro, I hope you're right.
And the cryptocurrencies and the metals are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they complement each other. One lends to the other, especially in peer-to-peer.
Brian is, you know what Brian is? I'm understanding in these conversations. Brian is just very, very specific, objective truths.
You broke up. Repeat that one more time.
What was that?
You broke up a little bit. Can you repeat that?
I was just saying, Brian. What Brian adds to this conversation is just succinct, clear, objective truth. He just drops little. What he does, he drops these little bombs. He says, "Yo, guys, I'm gonna enter in here."
Gems. He drops
boom,
gems.
Boom, and then he pieces out.
He drops intellectual gems, is what he does.
Yo,
he's a very smart cat. Very smart.
I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to bring up the subject of altcoins a little bit at the end of the show here. We're almost getting to the end here, but this is the last thing we'll probably talk about. Then we'll give another promo to Peter here and his giveaway. I've noticed something very strange happening this year, which I never saw before. But then again, there weren't that many altcoins and ICOs before. But I've noticed that whenever Bitcoin kind of tends to go up, all the other altcoins on the coin market cap, I know they're based on US dollar value, but their graph is showing the same thing going up. And I kind of looked into it because it was never like that. You would always see markets go up and down, and it didn't really, Bitcoin went up and some were inverse to each other. But I'm seeing more and more now how everything as far as the coin market cap goes is tied to Bitcoin.
Right.
Do you have any idea? Because I think there's the pairing. Everything is paired to Bitcoin. Almost every altcoin's paired to Bitcoin. Some are paired to US dollar. But the way the coin market cap shows the graph and the pricing is only in US dollar. Right. And I think there's something to it because there's a US dollar Bitcoin and altcoin pairing. There's 3 pairs that it's calculating, or 2 other pairs to the altcoin. And I think that's really deceptive because people think they're making money, but they don't realize you can't cash out of your altcoin. You have to either buy Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, maybe Litecoin. Right. And you have to consider that fact because if you're trying to cash out, quote unquote, cash fiat, you may be disappointed because you may not have made that much money or you made that much money, but if you just bought, like example, Bitcoin as a primary currency, if you just bought Bitcoin from the get-go, you would have made even more money. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yes, and so you asked two questions. So I'll answer the first one. So this is my background for those who are new in the audience, if you didn't know it. So for me, I'm a trained scientist. I have 3 master's degrees. I have a master's in counseling and organizational behavior, a master's in education, cognitive learning theory, and a master's in divinity, focusing on apologetics and religion. And so we have to look at the current market dynamics of Bitcoin at its current state. What we have is what we have essentially is a social maturity model that is emerging. Like any type of social maturity model matures if there's a new people group in a new area, is that you have a centralization by social dynamic, not a centralization by authority, often because of some type of first mover market or first mover advantage or someone that was there first. So what you have is that Bitcoin is the granddaddy, right? That's what you should always own the most of your value in any way. The granddaddy. Naturally, as these altcoins rose, they create a natural affinity and connection socially, or in terms of technology, techno-social connection to Bitcoin. And so when Bitcoin rises, you're going to see a natural inclination of other altcoins rising in tandem with it. Now, what we haven't gotten to in terms of the social maturity model yet is a differentiation. And that's going to be the next part of the maturity, is we're going to have a differentiation in the market. Whereas in traditional markets, you have the tech market, you have the wealth management market, you have the real estate market, you have, futures, right? So these are all differentiations of investments. What you don't have right now in Bitcoin is or cryptocurrency, you don't have a differentiation of market. You just have cryptocurrency. And so ICOs is the first step in the maturity model of creating a segmentation away from the whole lot. So there could be said that there is a ICO segment of the cryptocurrency market. I think that's a fair statement to say. And so what you're going to have is naturally with market dynamics, people are going to say, okay, well, instead of investing, and you guys know this in traditional markets, instead of investing in each independent ICO, I'm just going to invest in the whole of it, right? And so when that happens, when you can invest in the whole of just any ICO, a portfolio of all the ICOs, you will naturally create a segmentation in the market. So that's what we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen a natural delineation of segmentation in the market just yet in cryptocurrency, which is why there's such a tandem movement with Bitcoin. What was your second question?
I didn't know I had a second question. I thought I only had one question. But
I hope that made sense to you guys.
I think you just answered like 900 questions.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
what do you think about the pairing? I mean, I think the pairing, or the confusion of the pairing between US dollar, Bitcoin, and the altcoin it's what's causing the coin market cap to look like all the markets going up in price. Because every time I see Bitcoin go up in price, in reality,
that's right.
What's happening is
the opposite of like just 2 months ago, where when Bitcoin went up, Ethereum went down. When Ethereum went up, Bitcoin would go down. Now it's the complete opposite. Now they all rise together and they all drop together.
No, well, I've been noticing more of the altcoins doing the same thing.
Right.
Before there weren't that many altcoins, so it seemed kind of weird. But what here, I'll share my screen and I'll show what I'm trying to talk about here. Hold on here. I'll share my screen here.
Right. Remember, guys, this is a social construct that has been overlaid onto this network of systems, right? And so since the social contract, the social apparatus above Bitcoin is really the medium of exchange that we have as humans between each other, we have to create, it's hard to just think about just Bitcoin as what it really is. It's really nothing. It's really nothing. And so for us as a medium of exchange, as social creatures, we have to create an apparatus of confidence that this is something that works. And so when there's confidence in this, remember, they're all connected because the market's not mature enough to create differentiation. Since the market doesn't have differentiation right now, if you have confidence in the first mover, Bitcoin, if confidence grows in Bitcoin, there's a social structure that moves with it. And so it's like saying, hey, I'm part of a small tribe of people, And you know what? Our chief, the guy's fucking beast. He's fucking in beast mode now. I want to be like him. I feel excited about his growth, and I want to get excited too. So there's that same type of social kind of connection there to Bitcoin, and we're going to continue to see this until there is some significant market differentiation. I think that's going to be based on segmentation via technology, number one. I think we're going to also see a segmentation demographically, number two. And I think we're going to also see a segmentation geographically, right, as Ant Shares and NEO starts to blow up August 8th. And so that's my prediction, at least. I think it's going to blow up after August 8th. So NEO, guys, this is not financial advice.
All right, here I'm going to go to.
Oh, that's scary. Don't do that.
ColoniX. Sorry about that. There you go. Do you see it?
Yeah.
So when I look at this, because I always thought that was weird. Like, people are always making money on. They're claiming to make money on altcoins, and yes, they are making money. They're making money based on U.S. dollar, but all the altcoins are paired to Bitcoin.
Right.
So when Bitcoin goes up, you're looking at all this. This is Tether, tied to Tether, which is not even real. You can't even cash out your Tether at all. So you have to buy Bitcoin,
right,
eventually. But if you look at all of these, they're all in the green.
Yep.
They're all making money, so to speak. But as soon as I click on Bitcoin, it's story, because if you look at that, other than looks like Ethereum has gone up.
I see
Recently,
what you're talking about.
But because if you pair it to Bitcoin, they're all in the red.
Yes.
People who own altcoins, they're thinking, yes, I made money because I made fiat currency, but when they go into trade or eventually cash out, they got less Bitcoin than what they. So what I'm trying to say is, like, a lot of times people think they made money, but in reality, you could have made even more money if you just held on to Bitcoin, because a lot of these altcoins are nothing more than derivatives of Bitcoin.
Yes, 100%.
And so you're losing out. So
you're right when Bitcoin's rising, but when Bitcoin's is flat, is trading sideways. And that's why this is in the red, because Bitcoin's been blowing up this week. But usually, if Bitcoin's flat, and these ones will show, you'll see a little bit more green. It's just right now the timing of that is weird, because Bitcoin's gone up like $400 in the last 2 days.
Yeah, that's why. And that. So I didn't fully. So that was the second part of the question that I thought I understood. So what you have here is a combination of multiple factors. The first is that as confidence in Bitcoin goes up, people are continuing to pump money into the market, and so the dollar value substantiated there reflects that not accurately, but reflects the market momentum or the market movement, essentially. What people have to understand is that you can't trade Ant Shares for fiat currency. You can't trade, Monero for, well, maybe you can. No, you can't. You can't trade, let's just say, you can't trade your altcoins for fiat currency. You can't cash it out. And so you have to trade against Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that. And so what you really want to be careful of with these exchanges is you want to look at and this is getting into some math here, but you want to look at the differential between the increase of Bitcoin against the increase, or rather decrease, of the altcoin. And you can Google differential math and saying, hey, if something is going up and there's something that's happening opposite to it, what's the differential of this? And so what that math will allow you to do is allow you to understand when is a good time to sell an altcoin for profit against Bitcoin or against one of those currencies like Bitcoin. Even for me as a data scientist, I don't do that. It's not something that I find is worth my time to compute every time that I'm going through the math. And so that's why what you exactly said, James Bond, is you should have the majority stake in Bitcoin. Altcoins are for fun. It's funny money. And guys, remember, in any type of startup environment, any type of startup world, this is a startup world. This is the Wild Wild West. 90% of startups do not last. They do not survive the winter. and winter is coming, guys. So for Ethereum, winter is coming for Ethereum. So altcoins are merely mechanisms to get on upward swings, to make some funny money, to have fun with it, learn the market. That's really what I'm trying to educate people on with altcoins, is use the altcoins as an opportunity to learn how to play the market, learn the market dynamics, watch the patterns, make 10 bucks here, make 15 bucks here. It feels good to do it, and it feels good to do it well. And the more that you continue to do with altcoins, because they're so cheap, it'll teach you how to trade better if that's something you're interested in. Or you could just be like me and just hodl all day on Bitcoin and trade altcoins whenever I want to make it a couple grand. You know, it's like, woo. But Bitcoin is the king, guys. Bitcoin is the granddaddy. Hold on to that thing. That thing's taking us to the moon.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, my point is just in doing some light research into altcoins and how they perform on the coin market cap. I just felt that it was deceptive, or it was misleading, or people think that they're making money, but what they did is they could have made even more money if they just had a Bitcoin, because because there's when you're trading a pair, you know, Bitcoin's US dollar and Bitcoin's real easy. It kind of just works that way. When you're trading an altcoin, you're trading against two pairs. You're trading against Bitcoin, and eventually you're trading against the US dollar. So you got three other components. That third component really screws with your mind. It just, you know, and if you don't understand that what you're doing, what I'm trying to say is you could have made more money. But people are, I guess.
Can I give an example?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I had one Bitcoin that was worth $2,000 at one time. I sent it to BTCE. I bought 500 peer coin and 500 name coin. And now, if I want to, they have not moved. They're still at $2. If I go to sell them, I'm going to sell them for 0.7 Bitcoin. That's what James is trying to say. Yep.
That's it. That's why you just hodl Bitcoin, guys. Yeah. And altcoins are for the lulz, especially Doge.
Well, you know, here's the other thing in my just light research, just looking into altcoin, is that altcoins don't really move the market. It's really Bitcoin. Anytime Bitcoin moves, that's when you see the price in altcoins moving. And so it looks like altcoins are being traded and they're going up and down 13%, going up 14, 20 ridiculous percentages. But really they're not. They're staying the same. And because Bitcoin's moving up so much, it's pulling everything else. And when it goes down, it pulls everything down. That's only in US dollar terms. But if you look at altcoin and Bitcoin, you have to look at altcoins versus Bitcoin pairing to get a real value of your altcoin. And the best you can do is just hope that Bitcoin goes down in value for you to gain money. If Bitcoin goes up, you're losing. And so I hope this puts an end to how much altcoin trading is better than just holding on to Bitcoin, because I've looked into it and I find that it doesn't work.
Guys, I have multiple treasures worth of Bitcoin, and I got Bitcoin on paper wallets, guys. Everything you see in my active portfolio is funny money. I'm probably the only one that I know that when I say I literally trade with money that I have no problem losing, I literally believe that, and it's true, guys. Most people, they say that they don't trade with money they need, but trust me, if the market's tanking, they get that FOMO and they pull out. You needed that money, bro. So you needed the money. Come on,
cut the bullshit.
And so come on, there's no bullshit here. It's straight talk, guys. So don't, people might say, well, that you can take that however you want, but I'm a man of my word, and when I tell you guys, on my videos, I say, guys, don't only trade with money that you could really lose. Trust me when I say it. It's coming from the heart, because if I lost, I think I got 70 grand in my active portfolio. If I lost all that, trust me, guys, I already made the decision that it's already gone. And so I'm using the market to learn more about Bitcoin, learn more about cryptocurrency and the technology, and it keeps me in the game because I'm creating my own coin, guys. I'm creating my own coin.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So we need some more coins. I don't think 1,265 are enough.
I'm making my own, guys. It's a journey of epic proportions.
He's creating his own coin. He's gonna literally create Peter coin or BiteSizeBitcoin or something, or
yo, the symbol BiteSizeBitcoin.
Let me pre-mine it. I got a mining farm. I'll pre-mine some for you.
Yo, have you seen my mining farm?
No, let me see. Is it at your house?
It's there's videos on my YouTube channel. You guys can check out our office. We got a lot of shit going on.
What do you do Litecoin? I mean, that's my mining farm is 100% Litecoin.
We're running a lot of experiments on multiplicity of coins, but to be honest with you guys, a lot of it's being used as testnet, so we can start creating our own pre-mine of our own coin, which is under development right now.
Cool.
So,
like literally, he is creating his own coin. So that's why he's gonna mine his own coin. He's gonna.
Well, listen, if you can
chain coin.
if you can prove to me and James and Brian that it's good faith behind it, and man, we'll help spread the word. If it's 100%, we'll help spread the word for you, because you need to market that shit. And
the big problem with most ICOs is they don't actually solve a problem. What we're creating, in my heart of hearts, guys, in my heart of hearts, we are actually solving a real problem. And I think I think.
Well, another thing with altcoins also, they all say they're solving a problem with something, but not one of them has actually solved shit.
Yeah, I know, it's all speculative, yo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
White papers.
Are you gonna? Is it gonna be mineable? Yep. Cool. Make a script, because I all my shit script.
Yeah, I mean, even the most ardent naysayers to cryptocurrency, if you pin them against a wall, they'll still tell you. And this is back to James Bond's point. They'll still tell you that, at least he's skeptical about the entire thing. But if you pin them to a wall, they'll still tell you that Bitcoin is the most viable. And so even from the most ardent naysayers of saying that Bitcoin is going to go down in flames, if you pin them against the wall, they will at least concede that Bitcoin is, out of all of them, the most viable. So back to your point, James, buy Bitcoin, hodl Bitcoin, buy more Bitcoin. Altcoins are for fun, guys. Bitcoin is your ticket.
Yeah.
All right. I think. Go ahead, Ozzy.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just transactional use alone tells the whole story. I mean, even on the dark net where it's mostly used, nobody takes altcoins. It's all either Bitcoin or actually some of them take Ethereum and Monero.
Monero's having a lot of usage in the dark web.
Monero,
trust me when I say it.
Yeah, because it's more secretive, more anonymous. But I mean, take out the 4 or 5, and really the rest are all just for trading. That's it. They're just for bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. We're probably getting to the end. I don't know if Brian wants to chime in. I know he's been really quiet. Did you want to chime in before I hand it over to Peter to promote his Trezors and ledgers?
No. It's good to have him back on the show. It's good to have Ozzy back on the show, and it's been a good time.
All right, Peter, take it away.
I appreciate you, Brian. I appreciate you guys so much. James Bond, Ozzy, Brian, you guys are awesome. I would love to be part of your cadre as much as I can show up. I'm sorry for putting this together. I think you guys usually do it on Sunday, but I'm not available Sunday, unfortunately. But, guys, I'm giving away 3 of these because I believe so strongly in the community. I believe so strongly in Bitcoin. And I want, literally when I say it, guys, I want everyone to freaking win and join me on this spaceship. And so go to my YouTube, BiteSizeBitcoin.com. There's a couple videos down. Find the Ledger Nano S giveaway video. Click on the link. Sign up. You can literally enter every day. I created it so that if you come back every 24 hours, you can put in another entry. So we're giving away 3 of these and 3 Trezors, which I don't have outside with me. We're giving away 6 in total, and I'm going to be doing even more bigger giveaways later because I want people to join me on this awesome epic journey to the moon. It's been so much fun. I love the community. I love what we're doing here, Ozzy, Brian, James, man. This is why I'm doing this. It's so much fun, guys. It's so much fun. So thank you guys for the opportunity.
All right, and also Peter, tell everyone where they can find you. I put all your information in the notes section. But go ahead and just tell them where they could find you again.
You can just find me at BiteSizeBitcoin on Twitter. I don't really check it that often, but the best place to go is just BiteSizeBitcoin.com. And you can check out the videos. You can the videos. I'm also showing how we're building this fintech company, how we're building the coin, our mining rigs, and there's a lot of new stuff coming out. So we are entrepreneurs, all of us. We love building stuff, and we love building it fast. So we want to continue to give back to the entire ecosystem of cryptocurrency, meaning we literally want to participate in growing this. So we're going to be building applications, and we're going to be building dApps. We're going to be building, it's just such an exciting time, guys. It's so exciting, and I'd love for you guys to join us. We have a vibrant community in the comment section, so feel free to leave a comment, hang out, guys, and we'll just have fun going to the moon together, yo. It's what it's all about. So thanks again, James Bond, man. I appreciate the opportunity. It's awesome.
All right, thank you, Peter. And then Ozzy, go ahead and tell people where they can find you. They already know about you, but just for new people who watch.
I want to say thanks for having me on, Peter. It was an absolute fucking pleasure meeting you, brother. And you can find my channel, Ozzy The BS Filter. And thank you very much, guys.
All right, and all your information's in the notes section. And finally, the last person would be my producer. I want to thank Brian McLaughlin. He's stuck by me all this time. I appreciate him. One day I'm going to go to New York and buy him a very nice, lovely dinner, and maybe give him a few Bitcoins.
With Bitcoin.
Yeah,
do it live. Do it live.
Bitcoin. I'm gonna use the cash to buy money or to buy the dinner. So, and so Brian, please tell everyone where they could find you.
Well, my email address is going to be in the notes. If you have any suggestions or for guests, or anyone you'd like to see on, or if you have some burning questions that somehow didn't get through to us, just email me. And guys, remember that YouTube and other social media are trying to actively censor information, not just in the crypto space, but all around. So don't just like this. Don't just leave a comment. Share this. Share this on your other social media. Not just this video, but if there are others out there that you like that are speaking the truth, share those also. Make sure they get shared more than the folks who are out there trying to scam people.
Excellent. Thank you, Brian. And of course, this is James Bond. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody in the chat. And stay tuned for the next episode. Until next time, everyone, bye-bye.